Quality content is here with another Quickie, and it's quality.
Alrighty, guys. Oh man. Hold on. Alright, you back. Alright, man, that shit looked a little crazy, but fuck it. We just tuck that on up in there. We ain't got time for all that wet brush, comb pick, wet brush, comb pick. Fuck all that. Y'all be alright. But listen, so I was waiting for the situation to play out because I wanted to see how it was going to play out before I gave my opinions on it. But with this whole submarine thing, listen, sad, tragic for the people that were involved, for the families that was involved, for the life that was lost, of course. And maybe this is just hindsight, but there's some lessons to be taken from that. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like this whole situation just illuminates a bigger issue that we have in our society. And it's this hold money has over us. And what do I mean by that? Listen, from everything I looked up about this submarine, about the expeditions, about the missions, it's always been something that went wrong. Whether it's losing communications, whatever, something always went wrong. The dude explained how he put the submarine together, talking about how he got these pieces from Home Depot, and he just, oh, I found this little rinky-dink ass fucking part. It would work in my submarine. Let me just plug it in my submarine. This old played out ass controller system. We on PS4 and PS5. I can't even name what system that controller was for. You get what I'm saying? All of these, and considering what we're doing, we're going to the bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean. Wouldn't we have some higher standards for like what we deem is safe, what we deem is like, you know, a reliable setup in that situation, you know? Because I'll tell you right now, maybe as a nigga who using these updated controllers and somebody that been to Home Depot, you know, but if you come back to me and tell me that I got my stuff from Home Depot and GameStop, the failing video game franchise, I don't even think they sell those controllers at GameStop. Anyway, I'ma be like, I don't think this is something that I want to do. Those people should have had that same, you know, forethought, but they became disillusioned by money. Because there was this massive price tag on it, that's all that mattered. That was all the quality assurance they needed, was that it was worth $250,000, $250,000, however much it cost. Because they decided to just accept, oh, it cost a lot, must be a whole lot of money attached to it, the quality of it must be where it's supposed to be, must be equal to the amount of money that I paid. They trusted it. They ignored these potential red flags, these things that would be like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And maybe it's because I don't got $250,000 to spend on it if I wanted to. But shit just seemed very sus. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like the lesson to be taken from it is, regardless of how much money something says it's worth, you have to use your personal discernment in if deciding if it's actually, you know, worth it or not. We have more information about outer space than we do about the ocean at this depth. We don't even have the ability to go get them if, you know, while they're down there. You might as well be in space. If a nigga was taking you to space, every space mission I've ever heard has been billion-dollar operations. It takes years of development. It takes all of this prep. It takes a Herculean effort to get a motherfucker in space. We still don't got commercial space exploration to this day. They working towards it, but that's easier said than done. We going somewhere where we know less information about. The difficulty to rescue is basically on the same level, but we're going to turn a blind eye to them skipping over all of this extra planning, security measures that you would typically want to see put in place for something like this. And why? Because the price tag was $250,000? If I have a piece of shit rinky-dink on one side and a piece of shit rinky-dink on the other side, one of them is the cost that a piece of shit rinky-dink should cost, $10, $20, whatever. And the other one is some expensive shit. It has an expensive price tag on it. The sad part is some people will really look at these two terrible ass options, and because this one has the higher price tag on it, convince themselves it must be better. Ignore their actual, you know, eyes, their ability to discern and see that, yo, this bitch don't even run. Fucking $250,000. You get what I'm saying? real tragedy is, I don't know if y'all heard about this boat. I don't know where it was going. I don't know where it was headed. You understand? I lost some of the details of the story. But it was this boat of immigrants trying to flee from wherever they was at to go to somewhere else for safety, for a better life, or whatever. So many people ended up paying all they had in life to get on this boat. You get what I'm saying? It was a hella risky trip. 750 people stacked on this motherfucking boat, and they tried to get there, only for it to sink along the way. They recovered out of the 750 people, legit, you know, my math and my memory might be a little off, but they only recovered like 100 bodies. And that's living. You get what I'm saying? So the rest of them are pretty much, you know, same place them people in the submarine was. And in my opinion, why are those two situations different? Because the people on that 750 person boat was looking for a better life. That wasn't no joyride went wrong. We were taking a risk. We knew the risks. We knew the whatever. We didn't feel like we had a choice for a better life. I gotta do what I gotta do. We've seen that narrative play out so many times throughout history, you know? We understand that. We empathize with that on a human level. It's a little different than some people being like, let's just go on a joyride. Let's go to the bottom of the ocean just because we want to. In a rinky-dink ass submarine just because we want to. Ignore all the red flags because we rich and these niggas is charging us a full fucking, you know, a whole check. You know what I'm saying? Like, money is not the end all be all. You know, you got to be able to see past the money. You feel me? So I said this is an issue that like plagues us in our society. Half of us ain't going no goddamn submarine to the bottom of the ocean. So let me tell you how this, you know, applies. Same way these people, all they needed to see was the price. I ain't gonna say it's all. This is just the perspective that I'm choosing to focus in on. The price was all the assurances I needed. Oh, I trust you did all the background work because of how much money I'm paying for it. The quality of it must be equal to the amount of money or numbers associated with it. How many of us have that mindset with literally everything we consume in life? If other people ain't hype on it, if it ain't worth no money, if it ain't got hundreds of thousands or hundreds of millions behind it, you won't even give it the time of day. Because in your mind, you rely or you trust other people's opinion, other people's perspective, other people's discernment over your own ability to be like, is this good or not? Be so willing to trust, oh, this is good because 100,000 other people said it was good. This is good because it cost 200 million. That don't mean a goddamn thing. We need to be better at looking at seeing past these things they use to keep us caught up and operating, you know, on the same wavelengths within the fucking matrix. You know, for lack of a better way to put it, we gotta be able to see past these things they use to blind us. You feel me? But I digress. All that to say, can we show some type of like, I don't even know what to call it. I really don't know what to call it. Some freedom of thought, freedom of opinion. Can we unshackle ourselves from everything being on the basis of how much money or how much numbers, whatever those numbers are associated with? You know, how many numbers they got behind it to determine its quality? That don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing because the nigga spent a lot of money on it. So what? It don't mean nothing because I done paid a bunch of bots to get on my shit and make it seem like a lot of people like it. That don't mean nothing. You ain't gonna know what's really good and bad until you actually engage with it to see if it's good or bad. You feel what I'm saying? Look past the illusions.